When kids are mean to one another, sometimes it can be about social power, wanting it and wanting to maintain it. Middle school, especially, can be an environment where being mean results in social power, and unfortunately, it is common in schools. Being popular might not necessarily be about being well liked, but rather having a lot of social power. It's our natural instinct to protect our children when something goes wrong, like conflict or bullying. Bullying is a serious matter and cannot be ignored. However, there is a big difference between conflict and bullying. Let's find out what we can do as parents when our kids are faced with either one. Hi, welcome back to Project Parenthood. I am your host, Chelsea Dorsich, licensed marriage family therapist in California. I am here to join you on your conscious parenting journey, bringing more curiosity, openness, acceptance, kindness, and non judgment along the way. My goal is for us to accept what is out of our control, commit to improving our parenting life, and discover better outcomes for ourselves and our family. My favorite analogy for the difference between conflict and bullying comes from Dr. Lisa Damore. Conflict is like the common cold, while bullying is like pneumonia. We can do certain things to keep conflict controlled and decrease symptoms. Like pneumonia, you need to have a more aggressive approach with bullying. The distinction between conflict and bullying is important, as we would never treat a common cold with antibiotics. Therefore, we need to make sure we are not treating conflict like we would bullying. If we take antibiotics when it's not needed, we just destroy our gut health and add unnecessary symptoms. Similarly, we can make an unnecessary mess if we treat conflict like bullying. Bullying is different and important. It is when someone is on the receiving end of mistreatment and unable to defend themselves. They're being bullied. Bullying can leave an imprint on our child's brain and nervous system. Let's talk about when our kids are in conflict. We can first validate their feelings and struggles, and we can ask if they just want to vent or if they want advice. If they ask for help, then we can provide them with communication tools like empathic, assertive, and respectful communication, talking about when it's appropriate to walk away, when to seek support in that environment that it's happening. If they don't ask for help or advice, you may need to model such skills in your own interactions and even provide self-disclosure about your own conflicts, maybe at their age, and your feelings around them. What worked for you and what didn't? It might be giving them examples of ways to communicate, right? Like telling a friend, I really value our friendship and care about you, but when you say those things, it hurts my feelings. If your kids are being bullied, as parents, we step in, but ever so carefully and calmly. So we handle it and we take it seriously, but we try not to overreact as we look into it. Our first step is to reach out to the adults at your child's school or the environment that this is occurring to see if they can offer any perspective or information. If your child's in elementary school, maybe it's the yard duty, or there's a specific teacher in middle school or high school, or administration if it's across various settings, or if the first adult you speak with is not helpful, you can go to administration. If you approach these said adults in a calm and controlled fashion, they are more likely to be cooperative and less likely to be defensive. So you want to also refrain from involving the parents of the other kids, whether bullying or conflict. Regardless what is actually happening, parents will stick up for their kids, and reaching out to other parents might have negative social impacts for your child. We can support our kids by helping them repair relationships, foster new ones, or we can actually get advice from another adult, like maybe there's a coach, a teacher, or a counselor, again, that might have more perspective of the situation. If your kid is bullying someone else, we need to remember that kids can often bully to create their own sense of belonging or because they are bored. It can create excitement or something to talk about amongst peer groups. We want to avoid blaming our kids' behavior on anyone else. Make it clear that it is unacceptable and punishable. Keep an eye on it, and even consider having your child work with a therapist. What can our kids do if they see someone being bullied? Research continues to show that bystanders who witness bullying are actually the ones in the best position to prevent it. They can take action. Even if they're not comfortable confronting the bully, that's okay. They can go to an adult and let them know what they witnessed, regardless of your child's feelings for the kid being bullied. So maybe it's not someone they really consider a friend, but just someone that's a peer or happens to be at the same school. They can still take action. They can talk to you about ways to advocate for their peer. Some examples are your kids can call out the mean behavior, not necessarily the person, right when it happens, saying, oh, that's mean or that's not cool. They can say something nice about the person later, the person who's being targeted or bullied. They can also get their friends to compliment that person too. They can invite the person to hang out with them on the playground or sit with them at lunch. And if they don't feel comfortable helping out this person or the friend, the peer, publicly or in front of other people, that's okay. They can also support the target privately. They can send a text or a direct message. They can talk to them privately, maybe out on the recess or after school, let them know that they're there for them, that if they want to talk after school or on the phone, they're available. And even just validating that that was mean behavior and it was wrong. And ask them, do you want to talk about it? Do you need help? Do you need support? And this is where just having this open communication with your child, letting them know that you're there to support them and help them be an advocate and stand up against bullying is important. That's it for this week's edition of Project Parenthood. Remember to be curious, open, accepting, kind, and non-judgmental in your conscious parenting journey. If you have any questions about this episode, about your parenting journey, and or topics you would like to hear more about, please reach out to parenthood@quickanddirtytips.com or leave a message at 646-926-3243. Project Parenthood is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. Thanks to the team at Quick and Dirty Tips, Holly Hutchings, Davina Tomlin, Morgan Christensen, and Brandon Getchus. May you be happy, safe and protected, healthy and strong, and live with ease.